The Oscar goes to Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
The Oscars getting weird is a great trend for movies. Everything Everywhere All at Once had a record-breaking night at the Academy Awards, winning the most above-the-line Oscars in history with its wins for Best Director, The Daniels, Best Actress, Michelle Yeoh, Best Supporting Actor, Ke Huy Quan, Best Supporting Actress, Jamie Lee Curtis, Best Original Screenplay, The Daniels, and Best Editing, Paul Rogers. While Everything Everywhere All at Once may have seemed like an odd Oscar frontrunner a year ago when it debuted at the South by Southwest Film Festival, its victory was expected, as the film topped the DGA, PGA, SAG, and Critics' Choice Awards in its dominant run. The fact that the Hot Dog Fingers movie winning was the foregone conclusion of the night speaks to the considerable changes that the Best Picture category has gone through in the last decade. The Best Picture winner has always reflected the current trend. Ever since the inception of the Academy Awards, trends have emerged in what takes home the top prize based on genre. There was an era in which musicals seemed like a sure bet based on the victories for the Broadway Melody, The Sound of Music, An American in Paris, and West Side Story, but the last musical winner was Chicago back in 2003. Similarly, the era of war movies like the original All Quiet on the Western Front, The Bridge on the River Kwai, Lawrence of Arabia, and Platoon has similarly passed. However, the new direction that the Academy has taken is less clear. While more traditional crowd pleasers, such as Green Book and Coda, have felt like reversions to the past, the victories for Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, The Shape of Water, Parasite, and now Everything Everywhere All at Once indicate that offbeat genre movies may be the new niche that the younger, more diverse Oscars are heading towards. In fact, Everything Everywhere All at Once is the first science fiction winner in the category's history. While an openness to outside-the-box ideas is a step in the right direction for the Oscars, it does raise some questions about what the category represents in a growingly fractured industry. The Oscars expanded the Best Picture lineup to honor movies. The early years of the expanded Best Picture lineup, it was suggested that the category had been doubled after the omissions of The Dark Knight and Wall-E at the 2009 ceremony. However, the subsequent winners seem to resemble the types of films that have been victorious in the past, with a war film, The Hurt Locker, a period biopic, The King's Speech, a throwback to classic Hollywood, The Artist, an inspiring true story that honors the film industry, Argo, and a historical epic about an important tragedy, 12 Years a Slave. That's not to suggest that none of these films deserved their victories or weren't impactful. The Hurt Locker became the first female-directed winner, Argo is a highly entertaining crowd-pleaser, and 12 Years a Slave is a masterpiece that's among the 21st century's finest films. However, the winners did, but it blended genres in a way that Best Picture winners traditionally didn't. Previously, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King was the first fantasy winner in the category. It was nice to see something so personal from a great artist like Alejandro González Iñárritu receive an award over more traditional award-season biopics like The Imitation Game, Selma, and The Theory of Everything, but it was also clear why the strange Michael Keaton dramedy was so beloved by the industry. It felt like Birdman was responding to current events and anxieties about the future of artistic expression. Best Picture winners reflect topical issues. Following Birdman, the films that won Best Picture continued to be responses to the current moment, even if they were all incredibly different. Spotlight was a timely story about journalistic integrity, Moonlight was a game-changing piece of representation, The Shape of Water told a universal story of love in the face of oppression, Green Book was a call for racial equality, and Parasite was explicitly about the economic crisis. The Shape of Water and Parasite are both very odd movies. One is a classical fairy tale about a monster, and the other is a satirical international genre movie. They were both a step in the right direction compared to something as antiquated as Green Book. The subsequent winners were decidedly not quite as outside the box. Nomadland is certainly a masterpiece, and its observational style certainly felt like a response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Coda is an extremely traditional family story about getting along that served as the perfect representation of Joe Biden's presidential victory. However, in both cases, it felt like the weirder option would have been more exciting. How cool would it have been to have something that experimental like Sound of Metal or The Father as the winner? Was Coda really better than an ambitious sci-fi movie like Dune or a meandering coming-of-age dramedy like Licorice Pizza? Let more weird movies win Best Picture. Everything Everywhere All at Once may have had something that the last few years of genre nominees lacked, and that's strong cultural relevance like every film that has recently won. It's a tribute to families from all walks of life that acknowledges mental health issues, racism, sexism, homophobia, and depression, issues that are more relevant than ever in today's climate. It certainly showed that the Academy was willing to embrace a film that people could look to for guidance, even if it contains a Ratatouille tribute and a lot of kung fu. It's unclear how well Everything Everywhere All at Once will age in the category considering the other nominated films. The Fabelmans is a deeply personal analysis of artistic obsession. The Banshees of Inisherin is a richly layered black comedy about relationships. Women Talking is an essential discussion of sexual assault, and Tor is a brilliant deconstruction of media cycles and artistic integrity. While those may have been better, more deserving films, a win for Everything Everywhere All at Once is a win for movies. It shows that the Oscars will embrace movies that speak to people, no matter how bonkers they are.
But even there she managed to steal a few hearts with her kindness. While she was walking by and turning heads, one of the photographers fell down, and Gaga immediately rushed to help him.